Can you smell what the flock is cooking? Flock up and flock off, not you. You stick around because it's about to go down. You now flock with the most energetic entity in the Eagleverse. And you know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time, on a What the Flock Wednesday. What the Flock is up. We're going to get into a few things on What the Flock Wednesday. First of all, we got What the Flock is up with the old head hate. That's bugging me out. What the flock is up with DBs? Where the DBs at? What the flock is up with the draft? Oh, yeah, we getting into the draft season, the math season, into all that and all that. Because, dude, I mean, you know, the postseason, we had to put that on pause. It's actually permanently postponed until further notice. Because, I mean, this is when things start getting hot and heavy. And you know, once we get into the postseason, like after this, after the draft, I'm just held in such, just such waiting for the bowl season, the highly anticipated bowl season when I get to sit here and talk crazy trash with hope. Spring's eternal. During the spring, it's just crazy. Can't wait for that. What else we got? What the flock is up with? The main one, the biggest one, the biggest What the Flock of them all. What the flock is up with HAASON Reddick, the weapon of Haas destruction. Dude, I mean, I don't know why. This is crazy. I believe it was Ruben Frank and Dave Zangaro, bro, for the video today, came out with what Chronicles of Reddick. What the flock is up with our heads, Eagle Nation? We should have been dropped this. But yeah, they part of Eagle Nation too, the Eagleverse, flock and all that, flock up and flock off. You know how I like to do around about this time. But before we get into all that, let's get the Nets keeping out of the way. Please like and subscribe. If you bought that fly, Eagles fly. Drop a comment in that box if you fly with the flock. Let's fly. Do remember, join that Maniac thing. Note again, you hit that bell, you get a bang whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. Let's fly. And while that's the Maniac thing, let's keep the main thing. Hope this video finds you a good vibe, good tides, fly skies. If you're not there, I hope this helps you get there because we're about to go there. Oh, yeah. Let's get into it real quick. No, real fast, real long. I don't know how we're going to do it. But, you know, still doing this on the fly. The bat phone is still... Don't want to get into the bat phone. Got a bird phone, though. It's crazy. Man, what the flock is it doing down there, though? Damn. Woo, we back. Bird phone, bro. Bird phone is back. Yeah, we're going to get into that at a later date. Whatever the case may be, man. First things first, what the flock is up with this old head hate? I'm just saying a whole lot of hate about the acquisitions that the Eagles have made in free agency over this past week. Like, dude, there's so much more time left to go. Number one, not to mention, I mean, I'm utterly overjoyed with what we have done in free agency so far because, much like I say time and time again, Howie Roseman isn't usually with the fast and furious. He's not with all this early craziness and the cacophony that goes on in this early stage of free agency. He's usually up with the late and luxurious. Flock the fast and furious. The late and luxurious is where Howie goes crazy. We've seen him pickle guys like Charlie Garson-Johnson. The much maligned right now, as it stands right now, Bradbury. What the fuck is this? James Bradbury. How the fuck I'm gonna forget James, bro? Yo, I'm wilding. Regardless from what, like, these guys, we've seen him make these acquisitions late in the free agency period, late in the offseason period, like preseason period. But in between the preseason and when the season starts, like, this dude is constantly working. So to that end, these guys need to calm down. Not to mention, like I said, once again, I am highly elated, overjoyed with the acquisitions that he's made so far. I'm hearing a lot of Bryce Huff hate. I don't get it. It's coming across the board. People's like, he's not this, he's not that. I mean, I'm listening. And then, you know what? One of the guys, I give him credit, was Jody Mack, Johnny Mack, whatever, one of those dudes. He's like, is actually a Jets fan, like a Jets guy, like watches the Jets all the time. So I cannot push him away. He seems to feel the same way I felt. Like that game against us last season, Huff went bonkers. But for the most part, that's all I'm seeing. Although I have bro-in-law Maniac, who is a Jets fan, and he's crazy about this guy. I have Jets fans all over the place going crazy, how crazy they are about this guy, how upset they are that they lost this guy. Not to mention, you hear people talking about he's not going to be able to handle the run and da-da-da. Whereas I've heard other Jets pundits say, dude, you can't keep him off the field anymore. He is no longer a liability against the run. Regardless of all of that, regardless of what, I say all that to say this. Check it. We're giving the dude $17 million a year. Even in that capacity, if he is just a situational guy that's going to accumulate for us upwards of 10 to 15 sacks on a season, is that not worth it? Million a sack. I know it does sound crazy. But I mean, I've seen TFLs. I've seen him make other splash plays. Like, the dude's a stud out there, regardless of what. But even if he is here to be a sack specialist, is that not worth it? I don't know, just in my estimation, man. I just need y'all to chill out with all of the hate, the old head hate out there, man. It's like, just relax, man. This is where we have hope for our team, man. I know last year it ended rough and people are still have that taste in their mouth and they're like, fuck this, fuck that, I'm angry, That's not the way I fan, bro. I mean, what you do, but you know what? People out there, you're more than free to do what you want to do. But right now, for this purpose, for this reason, for this time in the mind of the Maniac and this What the Flock, I gotta say, what the flock is up with the old head hate? What's up with the hate period across the board, man? I'm just not here for it. Next, we're gonna go into the DBs. What the flock is up with the DBs? We're like, what the fuck is going on? We made all these acquisitions. We have not yet once touched the DB room. If you consider safeties DBs, then fine, sure, yeah, we addressed it and taking back. I mean, actually, in its essence, by getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, it really makes things a lot easier in that safety room. I'm just saying. So, in my estimation, we did address that, but it still leads me to say what the flock is up with the DB room. So, I mean, we have the draft coming up. And as it stands, we also have a bunch of young up-and-coming DBs that can possibly be. I mean, we saw moments last season from guys like Job, Eli Ricks. We've got Keely Ringo, not to mention Mekhi Gardner. You know, we got guys over there that are still developing. Who knows? You know, like we may be A-OK in that DB room. But as it stands right now, I think what Howie has set us up for, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing, what he's done so far in free agency is to set us up in the draft to go best available. And there are so many dudes. I mean, the first round of this draft, I can't see almost any team like across the board. I can see every team getting a stud. I almost see no duds in this. I mean, except for usually there's always a dud in the quarterback. I mean, if you look at that 21 draft, is that when Jalen came in? No. I think he came the year before in the 20 draft, right? Something like that. Had to be. Yes. Maybe even 19 because 20 was when it all fell. Regardless of what, you've got what happened to those quarterbacks. I mean, just that 21 draft is crazy. So you can see duds across the board. And if you're saying like, oh, these guys, I mean, it's just the way I look at it. Because the quarterbacks, there was always going to be duds. You look at Caleb, whatever the flock his name is. What is his name? Caleb Williams, something like that. He's still won the Heisman Trophy. You can tell I'm not a college football guy. Whatever. The dude that won the Heisman Trophy the year before Jalen Daniels did, right? Regardless of what, this kid, I mean, he's from USC. You could just stop right there. You look at the track record of USC quarterbacks coming into the league and what they have done, and you can't find many, if one at all. I don't know, USC quarterback. When was the last one that did work? I can't really pinpoint it. And they seem to always come out highly touted and then they just fizz out. Now we saw that used to be the same thing with OSU, Ohio State, up until last season when C.J. Stroud came through and crushed the buildings looking crazy. So maybe these curses are over and I'm overstating them regardless of what I'm just saying. There's a possibility. You look at Drake May, whatever the fuck his name is. I mean, he's a 16-bit Josh Williams in a 4K world. Josh Allen. He's a 16-bit Josh Allen in a 4K world. Like, it doesn't look the part to me. But we've seen this happen on multiple occasions. Like, I mean, that's how I felt about C.J. Stroud last season. I'm looking at him on NFL like it just doesn't lie. NFL, I don't know. And then then the next guy that you look at, Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner, like, he's super skinny. Reminds me a bit, well, not that dude is super skinny, but Bryce Young down there in Carolina, like, dude, like, I don't know. There could be all kinds of things, but as far as the draft goes, and then that leads me to say what the flock is up with the draft and what we're going to do with the draft because we are heavy into the draft season. Not so much we're not there yet, but I mean, no, we're there yet because this is the time when we're talking about you seeing mocks all across the board. And it's really what the flock is we going to do with this draft. And much like I said, man, how we set it up to a place that we can go best available damn near every round. I know a lot of people have their needs and their thoughts of what they think we need in this and the third, but we could really go best. I mean, I'm even just going so far as to think that maybe even Brock Bowers is on the table. What? Brock Bowers, you put him in what? Going 12? What? This two tight end personnel could just be stupid. With a Brock Bowers and a Dallas Goedert over there, like it could be stupid. But we can do that if we want to, the way Howie has set this up. Not to mention with the cap space left over. Because if we don't address needs or we see guys in mini camp, whatever the case may be, we still have enough money in the cap to go and address any other holes we may have. This is why this guy, bro. We need Howie Roseman jerseys, bro. Howie busting the stupid dope moves. Don't call him Howie no more. Call him Howie. He got the crazy juice. It's just wild what he's doing right now. It's nuts. In that cap specialist, I look him up every day and I forget his name every day. The Genko Balboa ain't kicking in. I need my Genko Balboa. Oh, let's go. So, so many things. What's his name? It's definitely not Peter Rose. Peter Greenberg, maybe? Whatever. His capologist, dude who's in charge of crunching the numbers, man, just does a beautiful job every year for these flocking Eagles, and I'm loving it. So we've got that going. And not to mention the guys, so like I said, I'm not a big college guys, but the guys that have popped off the screen to me, I've been checking out this, what is it? Sick edits, bro. Like, Just something about, because these are highlights, of course. I'm not watching these guys. They're not going to show their worst plays and all that. I'm just seeing the highlights, but they got crazy beats behind it and all that. I'm out here giving free promo for it. But I mean, who's watching anyway, right? This is just my therapy. And all the flockers and flockheads thanks for flocking with me. You dig me? So we got that going. But the guys that stuck out in my head so far, like, I don't know why people aren't talking about this kid more, man. Xavier Leggett. If we're going wide receiver, if we decide to go wide receiver, and I think this guy could be acquired later, possibly in the second round. The guy that I'm hearing on our board as far as an early pick is this Adonai Mitchell. And he looks phenomenal too. Don't get it twisted, but this guy, Xavier Leggett, just pops off the screen to me. Not to mention he rocks a 17 and SC, just the way our guy Alshon Jeffrey used to rock. So it's just seeing him and just imagining him. He looks like another AJ Brown, bro. And just thinking of having that, just two crazy. I mean, sort of like basically it'll be like what they had. What was it? Where they played at DK Metcalf and AJ Brown down there in Ole Miss, I believe it was. Remember Rebels? Yeah. Regardless of what, like just imagining those two with perhaps maybe Devontae in the slot and God in the tight end, like just monsters. I hear Ryan Clark using that term a lot over the last few days, monsters. But I mean, that's exactly what it would be. And then you would put that with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and things of that sort. I didn't really quite touch on running backs, because I figure, we got Saquon right now, but I mean, we're not going to have Saquon forever. And this is pretty much around that pocket that the Eagles do go grab a running back, somebody that we have under control for the next 3 seasons on a rookie contract. We'll probably see that over in the late rounds. Hopefully we snatch something up nice, but like I said, I'm not a big college guy, so I'm going to have to look a little bit further into that. If we're looking at cornerback, the guy that's popping to me is Nate Wiggins. He has blazing fast speed. I've seen him, like, the way he recovers, and I mean, just his recovery, the way it looks nuts. I'm not a big Kool-Aid McKinstry guy, but I'm pretty sure he has his ups too, his positives. What the hell just happened? Yeah, I told you I'm new to this. We do this on the fly, man. True to this, though. You know what I'm saying? True to the single thing. So Nate Wiggins, he's popping out to me as far as the DB goes. Blazing fast speed, great recovery speed. Like, the dude just looks phenomenal. He's popping. He did have the little hiccup at the combine, but I hear it's nothing big. So, I'm looking at him. Then if we're looking defensive line, and we want to have the craziest looking defensive line, these guys, I would take both of these guys, bro. Pause. But just these guys walking out of the tunnel and the other opposition seeing these two guys on the defensive line would just be crazy. And that's Chop and Byron Murphy. I believe it's Chop Robinson. I just wrote down Chop. The dude from Penn State. Chop and Byron Murphy. You see these guys? These guys are physical specimens, phenoms, if you will, that look like they would just destroy, eat, crush, just go crazy on opposing offensive lines. So those two right there, if I was to go anywhere on the defensive line, if we're going edge or interior defensive lineman, offensive line, I'm not really big. Regardless of what, though, I don't know what the flock that was, but I'm not big on the interior offensive line. I don't know too many guys, but one guy that I know, one of our guys is big on, and that's Lane the Train Johnson, Lane Johnson. He's big on this dude, Tyler Guyton, also out of Oklahoma, and he would be the guy that we would need for depth in the event that Lane Johnson goes down, being that Jack Driscoll is out the door. Another dude we can say farewell to. Peace, man. Jack Driscoll, he got turned like a turnstile by our boy. What's the boy's name? Sheesh, we just got him. See, I'm getting used to him. Got to get used to it. Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff was turning that dude like a turnstile. It was going crazy that day. But other than that, I feel he was a very serviceable backup offensive lineman for us, offensive tackle. But we're going to have to address that either in free agency, later in the draft, whatever the case may be. But Tyler Guyton's the guy that sticks out to me. But this is basically according to the first round, as far as what I see us being able to acquire first round in the event that we can go best player available, Edgerrin Cooper. He's a sideline-to-sideline LB, and you just imagine him with Devin White. It would be flocking nuts. So that's something that I would definitely put on the table. And it's just, there's so many things. Honorable mention, because once again, I didn't touch safety either. Didn't touch safety, offensive lineman, or running back. But other than that, an honorable mention at safety would be Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, I just love him for his versatility. And he would be like him and CJ back there, 2 Swiss Army knives. You could use whatever you want to do with that. It could be stupid because he can play DB or safety. So That would be a beautiful thing to behold. Not to mention, I hear a lot of fans out there going crazy at the prospect of having two white dudes back there in the backfield. I mean, you know, Travis and Jason Kelce would go crazy on New Heights talking about that. That would be nuts. But I mean, just as far as needs go, I think he services that too. Not just the novelty of acquiring Cooper DeJean. Like, I think he's a really skilled player. Whoever gets him is going to be more than satisfied with what he gives you. And yeah, I'm just super hyped about that. But the main thing that we got to get into real quick, real fast, lastly, but definitely not least, is what the fuck is up with HAASON Reddick, man. The news came out yesterday that the Eagles pushed back his signing, but no, his roster bonus, which is $1 million to, I believe, April 1st. I believe the window was between, no, they pushed it beyond April 1st because I believe the window was between March 14th and April 1st. Whatever the case may be, they moved that back. Wake up yesterday morning to a text straight from of course, from a Giants fan. You know what I'm saying? From optimistic Giants fan, hits me up like, bro, dude, HAASON Reddick. You know, that type of emoji. Like, what y'all doing? And initially he's like, you know, so is that the writing on the wall? He's up out of here. And I hit him with the or ... You know, and this is before I even saw it came out. But just my thinking is perhaps we're moving it down so that we can set up his contract properly. I mean, why you want to give a guy a bonus twice? You know what I mean? If we're going to resign him, we're going to restructure him, we're going to extend him rather, you wouldn't want to do it while paying him again already. I mean, you can knock that bill off too. I mean, you know, right now it's a crazy seesaw. We can see this thing going both ways. Either way, definitely not both ways. Either way for sure. And, you know, I'm definitely leaning towards that side because, man, when you can't have an 11 without a 7-11, dude, we need this. There's a lot of Wawas in Phillies, though. Maybe we could get him now. Sure. We love HAASON Reddick, man. He's a hometown dude. You don't feel me? Like, Phil, man, like I said, and I say this time and time again, it's not an enviable position that these GMs and these owners are in when you got to deal with such talent and then you got to amass it and assess it and get rid of guys, go get guys. Like, what are we banking this on? We know what that's the bottom line. We know what he offers us. And we can't count other people's money, but I mean, really, that's really what we do for our teams, about our teams all the time, right? And just, I mean, the money's there if we're looking at the cap space. I know there's things I got to be taken care of. You know, I'm signing the rookies, more free agents, filling other holes, not to mention Devontae Smith. But if I'm talking about these if I'm flipping through the Chronicles of Reddick, I'm putting a bookmark on a page that says, keep him. We need this guy, dude. Like, I mean, not to mention but damn, there's so much young up-and-coming talent. But I'm just saying what he could offer to these younger guys also, man. Like, HAASON Reddick, I believe, is a mainstay. He's a Philly guy. We got to keep him. And that's just the way I'm taking it. That's the way I'm looking at it. But this will continue for the coming days, man. If something comes out, you know, I'm here on an immediate maniac react. If I'm here at the right time, at the right place, at the right time, you know. But I'm hoping at least in this side of the Eagle verse, in this part of Eagles Nation, the flock, the Eagle Maniac wants us to hold on, extend HAASON Reddick. And I can definitely see that pushing that $1 million down the line could possibly be leaning in that direction. You know what I mean? Not the most probable, but not the least probable either. What I'm saying is, there's a flocking chance. Let's flock and go, man. But till the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. You already know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time, man. It's Eagles clock around here. All the time, open your eagle eye, poke your beak in. Give it an eagle screech, man. And you know what else time it is, man. We got questions. We got questions for who? We got questions for the whole damn league. What you gonna do when Eagle Mania swoops down and runs wild on you? Say it with me one time. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Whoa, that was wow. We're gonna put some bass on that one, man. Let's get the flock up out of here.